Hey guys, my name is Maggie Fitzgerald. I'm a history major and a secondary ed minor here at the lovely Roanoke College. And in my 311 class for education, I was tasked with a very difficult assessment of choosing what the keys are to effective instruction. So, after a lot of pondering and a lot of revision, I finally determined what I think are the keys to a successful lesson. So, let's go take a look, shall we? Hey guys, so here's my lesson plan. Here's the template. What I'm going to do for you now is try to explain each of the elements that I believe is crucial in creating an effective instruction. And then I'm going to talk about what form it takes in my particular version and why it's crucial overall. All right, so I started off with a title, which is definitely an aspect to most lesson plans that goes unsung. But I want to emphasize my use of a title because it summarizes for the students what the lesson is about so that they can refer to their notes more easily when they're studying for a test or writing a paper. So, my title here is Buddhism. Pretty simple. It tells you straightforward exactly what the lesson's going to be about. All right, so first, logistics. Here you can see I indicated the time, the classroom layout, the materials, and the goal. Um, and in this case, the materials is just a handout. Now, this portion of the lesson plan is mostly to help me in my own personal organization so that I can be fully prepared for the lesson I'm about to teach. Next, which is arguably the most important part to my lesson, I have the objectives. These are the measurable objectives that I wish to achieve during my instruction, whether that be implemented through the work we do in class or the work I assign for them to do at home. So here we can have the ones I implemented in this one. So identify elements of Siddhartha's life, explain the Jataka's tales as well as karma and samsara, and identify these elements within the greater context of the Jataka's tales. Now, here it's just very crucial to have measurable objectives, which I tried to implement. All right, so now we dive into the active portion of my instruction. For every class, I want to start off with an intro. Now, similar to the introduction of a paper, my intro will focus on catching the attention of my audience and getting them excited about what we're going to learn. So, as we can see here, I want to start off by getting my class's attention and then talking about the board game Chutes and Ladders and tying that back into what we're going to be learning about today, which is Buddhism. So, hopefully, that'll get them excited and connected to something that they already know and understand. Okay, so the main part of my lesson is what we're going to find here in the content. Now, before teaching my students anything, I want to first review and engage their prior learning so I'm not wasting their time. So here I do that by asking them what they already know about Buddhism and what they wish to know about it. Then, after that, we can get to the real meat of the lesson, so to say. Typically, I'll convey material in a lecture style while asking questions here and there. So I've outlined what the main points I want to get across are, and if it happens that they had done homework on the material I'm teaching prior to my actual lesson, I'll mainly have them guide the conversation. But if not, I may use a PowerPoint or a chalkboard, which I did here, to outline the material I want them to know. Okay, you kind of see it here. Here's just the rough outline. Eightfold Path, Four Noble Truths. Okay, so activity and engagement. So this is where students are able to work hands-on with the subject matter. Now, in this lesson, I decided to give students a handout of the Jataka's tales and have them analyze these tales in relation to Siddhartha's life and the Four Noble Truths emphasized in Buddhism. And these are all concepts that they have learned in the content portion of my lesson. Hopefully, they'll pick up on some of the use of karma and samsara, but I will make sure to ask them guiding questions along the way to aid in their analysis and deduction of the given document. Now, this step is crucial to learning because it follows more in line with the discovery portion, where students can learn at their own pace and be a bit more active than the typical lecture style. Okay, so actually now we're going to go up here to the assessment portion, which I put on the side because I don't want that to be the main focus of my lesson. Um, Now, this is the part in which I assign students homework, which will be graded based on the completion and accuracy of their answers. So, here I have a couple of questions about what they learned in class. However, I think that the assessment should build off what they learn in class and aim at them drawing and making their own conclusions instead of just spitting up what I just spat at them. So, as you can see, my questions aim to further their learning in the subject matter. Okay, so we can go back down here. The last segment of my lesson plan can be a little bit confusing, so I like to describe it with a metaphor of a gumball. Basically, it's something that the students can take away from the lesson so that if they want to continue their learning, they have a direction to pursue. In other words, it's an idea that they can chew on, hence gumball. So here I talk about their own personal use of the word karma, and I ask them if it's the same as the Buddhist view. And I ask what's different and why do we still use the term. So these are all just open-ended questions that hopefully will get my students thinking about the subject matter even after my lesson has completed. And then here are just the sources that I used in establishing the content of my lesson. So there you have it. That's it. I believe that with these key elements, I have the potential to create a very successful lesson for my students. Thank you very much.